Hello, AP Biology students. I'm here today to talk to you about some changes that have happened with the AP College Board exam. I've sent you some of these changes via Remind, but now I'm going to share my screen and show you some other places I put them just in case you forgot. Oh, by the way, this is Miss Lohner. I am going to share my screen. Here's my screen being shared, and this is what I'm going to share with you. Here, this is your home page on Canvas. This should be the first page you see every time you sign into Canvas. If you just land on this go to class modules, that's fine, and you just proceed on to the modules as normal. But if you are scrolling down the page, you might have encountered the fact that I've got here some chat times, which I've spent by myself because no one showed up. But today, I'm going to post this video so you can view it at your leisure and get this good information. The other things that I've added to the homepage for your convenience are these review sessions. These aren't from me. These are from the College Board and AP Central. They have asked several presenters to put together their best lessons about our units. And so this can be used as a review of all of the information we've covered so far. So if you click on it, let's take a look at what you're going to see whenever you click on it. Whenever I click on it, I am going to load YouTube. Here it comes. Here it comes. Soon. Maybe sooner. Maybe if I close some of these windows up here. Here's a Remind that I was talking about. Another YouTube. Oops, Facebook. Okay, let's stop there. All right, so now we're looking at a list of videos, and of course you see the time that they last or the length that they are here. There's one for 40 minutes. Here's almost an hour. But these are also units that aren't being covered on the test. So they went ahead and put them first, just in case you go on to another biology class that you're going to need this class as a basis. You can go back and take a look at these videos just to make sure you're completely well-rounded and prepared. So let's skip down to where the review of the material is on the test. And so going down here, we're going to see AP Biology, properties of water, dehydration, synthesis, hydrolysis, carbs, and lipids. So starting here and going down, you'll be entering into the review phase of where we started with Unit 1 and progressed through to ending with Unit 7, which we will finish up this next week. So if you take a look here, you'll notice that some of them are live every, and I'll show you the days that it's available. Every Thursday at 4 to 4:45, these are actually live sessions. So let's click on a live session and see if it'll tell you. Here we go. The next one's scheduled for 3 o'clock. I lied. Oops. Looks like at 3 o'clock, you've got a standing lesson that's presented. And if you miss it, of course, you can go back and take a look at that. So this is a really cool resource. You can learn from teachers all around the country at what they do best. Let's see what else I put on here. The exam schedule, information from the College Board. Your AP Biology exam is going to be held on May the 18th. Here it is right here. And if you haven't already heard, which I did send out a reminder, by the way, if you haven't already heard, this is an online test that's open book and open note. So you can cheat all you want. No, I'm kidding. There's certain restrictions. They'll have super duper analysis of your test to make sure that nobody did cheat. And in the meantime, we're just going to focus on what kind of questions you're going to be answering. So we'll all be on the up and up. You can use whatever notes that you took, as I said, or you can have a book. But you really don't want to waste time in looking up answers. This isn't an information kind of retrieval kind of a test or a definitional test. What it is a critical thinking kind of a test. And so And bearing that in mind, let's take a look. You've got 2 questions, total of 45 minutes. The first question is 25 minutes for the answer time. It is a type 1 question. If you go to the College Board website, they talk about 4 different kinds of questions. You're getting type 1 and you're getting question 4. And so 2 different kind of formats, no calculations, no graphing. There's no need for a calculator, but you can have one. I don't think that the analysis is going to be very in-depth. It's not as though you'll be calculating, say, for example, chi-squared, which you did in a assignment I gave you. You will interpret chi-squared. It won't be a matter of you producing the number. You just need to know what it means once the number is given to you. So that interpretation. So again, going back to what kind of question 1 is, we have free response question 1, and of course, both of them are free response. Interpreting and evaluating experimental results. It's an 8 to 10 point question. So it's a pretty big one. In looking at what they will want to know, you'll be given a scenario, given data and a table, and you're going to assess it in 4 different parts. So that we've done these in class. You've answered these before. Part A, you get a couple of points for this, possibly up to 2 points. Describe and explain biological concepts, processes, or models. We've done actually a lot of FRQs that have had you go through those steps. More recently on mitosis, the steps that you had to know for mitosis, that was before we left for spring break. You went over mitosis and we did the hand jive and we knew all the different components of it, and you did an FRQ that had you retrieve that information and talk about the importance of each one. Part B is 3 to 4 points, so a little bit more important here, identify experimental design procedures. And so this is where you're going to need to know where the control is, what the independent variable is, what the dependent variable is, and then part C, analyzing data. So you'll have a data table, and you'll have to be able to interpret that data and what's happening in that data. Part D is make and justify the prediction. So taking that data and extrapolating on it. And so what's going to happen in the future? This is, again, stuff we've done in class. And in hindsight, I'm really glad that we had those opportunities to grade our own work, because you know how these points are distributed. The resource that I would point you to for practice on these FRQs would be the College Board website, AP Central, My Classroom, My AP Classroom. We've been using it all year long. There are questions on there that you can practice and just use at your own convenience. It's another resource the College Board has offered. There's no penalty in taking those. Answer the FRQ, and the grading guidelines are supplied automatically. And so then you can grade yourself. The second question, after you have 5 minutes for submission, you're going to go on to the second question, shorter question. It's also fewer points. You've got a 4-point question now that you have 15 minutes to answer. The parts of the question, part A through D, you're describing a biological concept or process, explain biological concepts or processes. So describing it and explaining it, being able to identify the importance of it, not just saying the sequence of events, but why the sequence of events. And so explain the biological concept that's behind that process as well. So part C, predict the causes or effects of a change in a biological system. So if something shifted, maybe this is some type of mutation, or maybe there's something in the biological system that is in terms of that communication chain that we looked at, how the transduction of signals are facilitated. So being able to explain or predict a change in the system. Justifying, that's again backing it up, not just saying it's going to happen, but why. Why would it happen? So you got to be able to justify that. Another 5 minutes for submission. Now you might have noticed at the top there is a makeup date. That is only if you have some kind of issue with your system, and then you're going to have to submit a form, power outages, problems with your service going down, all would have to be documented, and you would submit it. You would get another ticket, as it were, to to enter the new exam, the makeup exam, but this is certainly not a second chance to take the exam. The College Board has been pretty clear that you will take the exam on the Monday, May 18th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then if there are problems, you could resort to that makeup day. So not a second day to take it, but just if all else fails kind of thing. So here I've included also an online testing schedule. This testing schedule goes over all of the AP tests. So if you're taking more than just my AP biology test, you can go to this one-stop shop and see when all of your other tests are. It looks like from the classes I teach, I've got May the 14th for AP Chemistry, and May the 14th for AP Chemistry, and May the 18th for AP Biology and AP Environmental Science. And so those are, of course, the only ones I teach, but then if you're taking any other science, there's Physics 1, that's also on May the 14th, Physics 2, May the 13th, and then, of course, all the other ones, we don't have AP Physics C. There at the bottom of my homepage, just a reminder, I do have a remind, and this is how I send out a lot of good information, just like all this information that I just covered. Well, that was a lot of ground. I'm going to go back to stop sharing, and I'll be back into the center of the picture. I hope you enjoyed the updates from the College Board today. I hope you utilize the review sessions that I showed you. They are very useful. And so in saying that, if there's anything else I can help you with, let me know. I'm always available in these chats. These chats are live. We'll be progressing into a live Zoom session. And so keep your ears and eyes out for that. I'll be sending something over Remind to let you know when that will start. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed me as a potato, a Tiger King potato at that. Have a great day and hope to see you soon.